Power Query sorts text alphabetically, but businesses don't work alphabetically. So in this case, critical issues should come before high, high should come before medium, and so on. So in this video, I'll show you a simple Power Query trick using a Power Query formula called List.PositionOf that lets you create dynamic business rankings controlled directly from Excel. So in other words, on this side, we have a small little data set of our tickets within a particular company, and we assign them a severity level. And we would want to process these tickets in this particular order over here. So we want to do critical first, and then high, then medium, then low. Okay, but if we come over here and let's turn on our filters for it, Control Shift L, and let's sort this severity column alphabetically, A through Z. As you can see, we have critical first, then high, then low. But our business order says that we should treat these severity levels in this particular order here. So this is sorted alphabetically, but we want to be able to sort this data set over here based upon this priority level. And two, at the end, you'll see why, because what we're going to do through Power Query once we get everything set up, let's say your business order logic changes in the future. So you would have to come back here and change this order here. And then we want that to reflect in our table automatically. And we could do that through Power Query. So let's go ahead and Control Z out of this. And our first step to do is let's convert both of these into tables. So select anywhere within your range here and do a Control T. Clicks OK. Let's go up to Table Design and let's call this Tickets. Now let's create a table for this. Select any cell within this range here, Control T. Click OK, and then let's call this Priority Table. Now our next step is we want to load both of these data sets or these little tables into Power Query. So let's do this one first. Let's go up to Data, and then we're going to do it from Table Range. Okay. It loads it into Power Query, creates a query for us here called Tickets, because our table was already named Tickets. That's where this comes from. And now our data types are already been changed and determined through Power Query. And I'm looking at these data types here, and they will all look fine to me. Date open was converted to a date time column, and all these other ones are just considered text data types, which is fine. Let's go over here, Home, Close and Load, because we want to load this table back into Excel for later on at a point where we want to create pivot tables from. So let's go back over to our sheet 1 here, and let's load this table into Power Query. Table up to Data, and then we want from Table Range. Okay, now we got this new query called Priority Table. Again, this came from Excel because we selected data from a table, and that table name was called Priority Table. Now notice here the load order of this particular table. Now Power Query converts your table exactly in the order the rows currently exist in the query. Okay, this is important to understand this process right here. So if we later on and change our priority table in Excel to reflect a different order, when we do a refresh later, it's always going to revert back to this order no matter if our data in our Excel table changes. So to ensure that any changes in Excel will always reflect what we have here, we must force a sort step over here on the right. So what we want to do is we want to select this priority column right here, okay, and then select this and select sort ascending. Okay, now at this point, when we do a refresh, it's gonna reflect the sort order that we make in Excel, meaning it's gonna bring over the numbers and it's gonna sort it according to that, because later on we may wanna have high be the first priority order, which is we may wanna have high equal 1. So you'll see that in a second. So let's go on to the next step right here, and let's convert this to a list. So we want to select this column right here and go up to transform, and we want to convert to a list. Okay, now what this is, it's considered a list in Power Query. So this over here on the left is an index, and this is actually the column within this particular list, which is called severity. Okay, but Power Query has what they called zero-based indexing. And what that means is instead of using this index number, it'll use a 0 for critical, 1 for high, 2 for medium, and 3 for low. But what you'll see in a second, we want to be able to utilize critical as 1, high as 2, and so forth. So let's first go on to the next step, and we converted this to a list. Now we want to rename this, okay, to priority list. Okay, and now let's go back to the tickets query over here, select that, and we want to add a custom column. So we go up to add custom column, and we want to call this priority rank. And the formula that we're going to do is we're going to call List.PositionOf, okay, and we want to pass into this our list, and which is our priority list, as it pops up right here. This is the list that we created right here. And now we want to select the column out of that list, which was called severity. As you can see, it pops up there. Now we want to close out that function, and then we want to add +1. So what this means is it's going to go to this list over here, okay? It's going to load that list in the order that it existed, and then it's going to look at the column called severity, and then from that point is, if you remember, our first priority or severity text in that list was critical. So since it's zero-based indexing, this would return initially 0, okay? But we wanted to start from 1, so this is why we add +1 to it. So let's click OK, and see now it created a custom column, priority rank, and what it did was for our critical issues, it gave a priority level of 1. And our next priority level would be actually 2, 3 for medium, and 4 for low. So at this point, now what we can do is we want to close and load this priority list query back to Excel as a connection only. So we do close and load to, and we create a connection only query. Okay. So if we go back to our table, now we have a priority rank here. Now what we could do is we can be able to sort this particular table in order of our rankings that we have over here. Okay, so let's go back over here and let's sort this column. Okay, smallest to largest, 1 through 4. Okay, remember our initial business order logic says that we should treat these tickets in that particular order. And that particular order says our critical issues should be handled first. So that's why it's labeled as 1. Okay. But now let's say in the future, someone comes along and says, okay, our business order logic should be different. So let's go back to our sheet here and let's say that we want, I'm just randomly selecting issues. Let's do this in reverse order. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now our low issue tickets should be handled first. So let's go back over here, click OK that, and let's right click on this particular table because this is our query from Power Query, and let's do a right click and refresh. Now as you can see, again, we sorted this table based upon smallest to largest based upon this rank, but now we should be handling our severity low ticket items first because this is our order now over here. So low comes first, then medium, high, then critical. So this is a powerful technique that you could use in Excel and Power Query to enforce certain sort orders for your business logic that you have. I want to thank you for stopping by today. Hopefully you learned something new in this tutorial and you learned a new formula that a Power Query has, which is List.PositionOf formula or function. Thanks again for stopping by. You have a great day. And remember to subscribe to my channel because this will help you see my videos that come out approximately once a week. And also to please like and share this video because I know other people want to learn this information. And this helps the algorithm to push this video out more often. Thanks again for your support. You have a great day and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye now.